guys, making this video on my lunch break. It's like freezing cold in the building that I work in, so I came out to my car just to sit in the sun for a little bit, and it's kind of a colder day in general, but yeah, I'm kind of making this video, and I might be jumping the gun a little bit because I'm going to schedule it out. You're going to watch this sometime in July, but I'm making this video as of the Trump-Iran bombings. You know, the first day that he bombed the sites in Iran, it was 4 missiles. Then it changed to 12 missiles. Now you've got Netanyahu talking about how there's still enriched uranium, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to get into the details because that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is, where have we heard this story before, right? Like, what presidents, you know, I can't even say president, like what presidents, I wonder, have wanted to start wars in the Middle East? I don't know. I'm drawing a blank, guys. It's only been every president in my entire life. That includes Democrats, by the way, leftists. The leftists don't get away scot-free from this either. Bill Clinton, Obama. I think Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter's the only one that you could say that actually wanted peace between them. And again, I might be jumping the gun because I'm making this video like 2 days after Trump did this, but I've seen enough, guys. I've seen enough. I've been watching Academic Agent. I've been watching Devin Stack. I've been watching The Backlash, Rebecca Blonde Belly of the Beast, as well as I've been watching other sides of it too, like Jason Mirichuk and Jay Dyer, and the other side as well, you know, Pete Quinones. And I'm not like calling anyone out. I'm just, I've seen enough sides now to where I feel like I can make a stance now on what Trump 47 actually is. And it's probably going to be the title of this video. Trump 47, really just Trump in general. He's probably the most disappointing president in my entire life, because at least with the other presidents, like, I kind of knew they sucked. George W. Bush, I was too young to really understand what was going on there. Obama, we already knew Obama was bad. A lot of us didn't know he was going to be that bad, but we knew he was going to be bad. You know, Bill Clinton, again, I was too young. George Sr., too young, but you can go back and read, right? Like, for all the boomers that are actually aware too, Ronald Reagan can be considered a massive disappointment. And that's basically all Trump is. He's just another Ronald Reagan, Bush light president. And yeah, we're not getting the mass deportations. I'm not convinced that's even going to happen anymore. If you guys have been watching all my videos recently, I kind of schizo. This is pretty firm now. Like, this last week with the LA riots, and then you had the Elon Musk drama, and then you have this bombing. Like, it's just sickening at this point. It's sickening. And what really got me is Trump went on he's been going on his Truth Social rants, like he always does, talking about regime change. He said MAGA. If you guys don't know what MAGA is, it's a meme that started on the internet standing for Make Israel Great Again. So Trump said that. He said MAGA. So he's just mask off. It's like, at this point, he's mask off. It's like, they shot at you. They tried to throw you in jail. All for nothing. It's like, I don't understand. Like, how much Jew money did you get, Donald? Well, the answer is simple. It's the same amount that everyone gets, right? This is also the week where Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz got absolutely destroyed by Tucker Carlson. And so, yeah, basically the point of this video is that he is the most disappointing president ever. Like, all we asked for was simple things like deport, right? Focus on the country. Focus on the founding stock Americans. You know, focus on the border. Focus on, you know, fixing the economy, which, again, these are all tied together. It really is all immigration. That was the #1 issue that got Donald Trump elected by most people, was that he was supposed to do this. And he's probably not going to do it now. I seriously doubt it. He, at this rate, there's no way he's going to even get rid of what Joe Biden brought in, let alone fix the country. So Donald Trump he's an absolute fail. I'm pretty comfortable saying it now. Like, I am off the Trump train because, you know, I'm not one of these guys that just follows blindly. You know, I've had a long journey with Trump. I went through the whole QAnon thing. If you guys don't know what that is, that was like the trust the plan bros, where, like, you know, during Trump's first term, whenever anything bad happened, it was always like, oh, it's Trump's just playing 40 chess. You're seeing that now too. Like, it's just cope at this point. I'm just going to say what it is. Trump is an awful neocon, you know, bought and paid for Zionist shill at this point. And I'm not even saying Trump believes in these things. The problem with Trump is that he's just a boomer, and he's just been bought and paid for. He's got all of his AIPAC money. He's got all of his Zionist Israel lobby money. You know, Bibi Netanyahu and him, they might not be friends, but, you know, they both kind of scratch each other's back at this point. So it just is what it is. He's an ultimate boomer. He's fallen for the dispensationalist Zionist propaganda of modern Israel, and, you know, how, like, we have to protect God's chosen people. This has been the narrative of my entire life. It's a completely political, psyoped version of Christianity, as I've talked about in the past. This is not true Christianity. This is not what the Bible says. This is just neocons. And again, I won't go. If you guys don't know what a neocon is yet, I mean, just look it up. Look up Bill Kristol. You know, his dad, Irving Kristol. There's a book called The Neocon Revolution. I can't remember. I think it's Murray Friedman. If you guys read that book, that's a book where they're bragging about what they did. So yeah, neocons are fake conservatives. Essentially, they're Trotskyites. And so that's what this whole project is. The Republican Party. This is why Trump is such a massive failed and disappointing president, because he campaigned on all of this, not doing this, and now he's just completely flopping. And it's not going to change. Like, I'm pretty comfortable making this video. Like I said, it's going to be released in July. By July, we won't, who the hell even knows what he'll have done? You know, there might actually be boots on the ground in Israel by that time, because that's what happened with Iraq. It's just another Vietnam-Iraq proxy war. You know, Putin is over there in Ukraine doing his thing. Now we've got Iran, you know, and the U.S. and Israel doing their thing. And so it's just like we went back 30 years in time. That's what it feels like. We're just living in the late 90s, early 2000s again. And it's tiresome, guys. It's tiresome. You know, the only hope I can see politically at this point is, like, maybe J.D. Vance in 2028, when he gets in office. Maybe he, because he's a millennial, right? Like, we'll finally get a younger stock in there. You know, maybe when the boomers die, like I've said that already, like, the boomers passing is like the only way to really get over this Zionism, but it's still in the younger generations too. It's never going to completely go away. You know, that's another thing, like Tulsi Gabbard. I never had any faith in these people, by the way, but Tulsi Gabbard went from, like, being anti-war to flipping. That's something that's very odd that I'm seeing in MAGA now, is that everybody was, like, anti-war, and they were, you know, they had the Tucker Carlson talking points, and now everyone's just flipped. Now they love war. Now they're all supporting Trump. Oh, we have to stop Iran. They have nuclear weapons, right? Weapons of mass destruction, guys. Where have we heard this before? They're only years. They're only days away from creating a nuke, guys. I've only been hearing this for 40 years. I mean, I haven't been alive for 40 years, but my whole life, literally, my whole life. As Pete Quinona said, if they start mailing people anthrax envelopes, like, I'm just going to kill myself. It's like we are stuck in a time loop right now. We are literally stuck in a self-repeating, cyclical time loop, and it's all because of this fake economy, this fake money system that they created, this fraudulent financial system that they want to keep it going so they can benefit themselves, right? Usury, that's what this all is about. It's all about Jewish usury, banking, and just making you as much of a slave as possible. And you know, they weren't getting their wars in the 2010s like they wanted, so they did COVID, right? They always will do a crisis, but what they want more than anything is war. And again, I called out Democrats at the beginning, but Clinton, Obama, and Joe Biden all were wartime presidents. Obama had more drone strikes and more missile strikes than any president in history. You guys can just look that up. So I don't want to hear this argument of like, oh, it's a uniparty. There is no Republicans. There is no Democrats. There is the Israel lobby. That's it. You think it would have been different with Kamala? Now, Kamala, it would have just happened sooner. But I think Nick Fuentes is somewhat vindicated here, is that it probably wouldn't have been much different with Kamala than it is now. I mean, is the economy really better right now? No. The gas hasn't gone down in Utah. It's been stuck at around $3.20 to $3.30. That's $3.20, $3.30. I think it's $3.19 right now. It has been stuck in that price range since about 2021. So nothing's changed there. If anything, oil is probably going to go up now because now you've pissed off Iran. So Trump's not fixing the economy. The big, beautiful bill, you know, there might be something good in there, but it's mostly just going to be pork and crap. No tax on tips. I've talked about that in the past. It doesn't matter because of FICA. And then no tax on overtime. Companies will just move to salary. The company I'm working for right now, actually, their like whole goal is to promote you to, they call it tier 3, and then you become salary. So like, it's exactly what I predicted. Companies are just going to try to move people to salary so they can work them overtime and not pay them more. So this is a fail on all fronts. And then again, we're not getting the immigration, which means the economy will never recover. Things will just get more expensive. There will not be a housing crisis because Trump is signaling that, again, with war, that's what happens. He's signaling that money printer is about to go burr again, which means more inflation. The housing will just go up, right? You know, boomers got to get they got to get that Social Security, guys. They got to get that Social Security. They've even admitted to, and Trump has fallen into this now, they basically admitted that the only reason they want immigrants here is for slave labor because they know Americans cannot compete with, you know, $2 an hour. We literally cannot compete with slave wages. It's impossible as an American. And Trump said, oh, the farmers, oh, the hotel owners, right? I wonder who owns hotels. Trump himself, right? We can't get rid of these immigrants. They must be protected because they run everything. So he's already backpedaling. He's all over the place. I'm just over it, right? I told you I don't want to be a slop merchant. I don't want to be too reactionary on here. So this might be the last Trump video I make in a while because frankly, at this point, it's like I've seen this movie a million times. Like, I'm so sick of the Israel thing. I'm so sick of the Middle East. I really am tired of Trump, to be honest. Like, I have a little bit of Trump fatigue because he's just the only guy the Republicans can, like, campaign, I guess, because they're such a, like, feckless party. But then the Democrats are no different. So this whole thing is just, it's an absolute train wreck disaster. And I'm just over it. Yeah, Trump, what can I say, guys? What more can I say? Trump is the most disappointing president of our lifetimes because what did he promise, right? He promised to make America great again. He was echoing Pat Buchanan, right? He was echoing, you know, the post-war consensus. And it was just a lie. I mean, I always sense this, right? Because, you know, it's hard to trust anything politically now, but especially last year. Really, it was last year, I think I told you guys I worked for a campaigning organization. And I actually campaigned, not for Trump, but I campaigned for candidates endorsed by Trump. And I remember even last year, like after he got shot, when they did AIPAC, and it was a clown show. This is something the Republicans have been doing recently, but it's gotten a lot worse, is they brag about female sports, which is lame. It's just feminism. So feminism is now part of the right wing. And then they bring these like fags, these gay people in, and oh yeah, Dave Rubin and his gayby, right? We adopted a gayby. So that was my first sign. It's like, this is over. And, you know, I didn't want to be like too pessimistic, but yeah, I've seen enough. Trump has roughly 3.5 years left in his term as of making this video, because we are in late June of 2025 already, and he has bombed Iran. So this is basically going to define his presidency. I think that the midterms now, unfortunately, after the amazing optics of the LA riots, he's completely pissed that away, and the midterms are probably going to just be swept up by leftists, because the leftists will just go anti-war. This is what happens. The Republicans are now the war party, because, you know, Biden was the war. So whoever's the war party is going to get campaigned against. I wouldn't be surprised if like Joe Rogan's and Tucker Carlson's, I think Dave Smith has already turned on Trump. They might like try to impeach him again. Like all of this now is, it's becoming a realistic thing where, yeah, fortunately it looks like the left is probably going to get back in power because Trump is incompetent. Trump has an incompetent cabinet. His administration is a clown show of former leftists, right? You bring in Tulsi Gabbard, you bring in all these, you know, even RFK. RFK is largely a retard, other than he's good on health. That's literally the only issue that he's good on. So yeah, you bring in all these like retarded leftists. You don't arrest your enemies, right? He hasn't taken any action to seek justice for anything done during COVID. You know, I'm not going to get into too much detail about it because of YouTube, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about in regards to that. He has not done anything, right? And the left, when they get back in power, they will do exactly that. They will come after you with the law, and they will punish you. So, yeah, guys, it's not looking good. I'm going to wrap this video up here now, but it's really not looking good. I'm pretty much over Trump. I think he's a massive disappointment at this stage. There's really like nothing he could do unless this is like a one and done. I've heard that where they say, oh, this is a one and done, but that's too hard. That's impossible to buy. There's never a one and done with these kind of things. This is what a proxy war is. You're not in a war directly. And I said, I don't think it's out of the question that he does boots on ground, but you're not in the war directly, but you're going to be funding it. You're going to be shooting missiles all over the place. Basically, this just means more taxes, you know, more money printing, more bullshit. And we already have learned this lesson from Iraq. 20 years in that war. The moment we left, the Muslims just took it all back over. So Iran's even worse. Iran is like impossible. It's all air. You can only do airstrikes in Iran. Too many mountains, too much desert. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Trump is a fail. He is not going to do what he said he's going to do. In fact, it's almost like a bait and switch. He basically lied to the American people. And when we point that out, we get called anti-Semitic now. We get called racist. So he's just bait and switched. He's using the Saul Alinsky tactics against his own base. We'll have to see what happens with MAGA going forward. I've seen mixed polls. There's a recent one saying that like 70% of his base is for this. So who knows? Like I said, I can believe that because a lot of MAGA is still largely boomers or Zionist types, you know, evangelical Protestant Christians that believe in this dispensationalist BS with Israel. So it's going to be a long, hard road, guys, but I still think that the future is ultimately optimistic. I think that pain is coming, but through pain, the necessary pain, we will become some kind of a unified nation again. But it's really, I'm pretty safe saying now, it's not going to happen as long as the boomers are alive. The boomers are dead set on destroying the world. They just won't leave us anything. They're just determined. They're just determined to piss away all of the wealth they inherited and give us literally nothing. So it is what it is, guys. And yeah, World War III could start from this. Who even knows? I already made a video about that. So that is the video. I got to get back. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys like these videos, comment down below, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it very much. I will talk to you guys later.